Hi, my name is Takashi Ohno, and I'm a state representative, and I serve in the Hawaii State Legislature. Was this always what you wanted to do? Why? It wasn't. Years ago, I was a public school teacher, and I happened to teach during the Furlough Friday year, where Hawaii had the distinction of the shortest school year in the nation. I was curious why this came about, obviously a little disappointed and angry. I tried to learn more about government, about lawmaking, and I just started going to meetings. The school community council, neighborhood boards, got involved with elections. I just went to everything I could and started raising my hand over and over and over. One thing led to another, and I eventually ran for office and was successful in becoming a state representative and winning my first election in 2012. What do you believe the purpose of our government is? I believe that government is the process of carrying out the business of the people. Now, people in Hawaii ask for a lot. We pave roads, we have an airport that runs, we try to incentivize housing, the fire department, the police department. All these things are parts of running the people's business. It is a challenge though, because sometimes on one hand, people tell us, we want more housing in Hawaii. And on the other hand, people tell us, but don't build it down the street from me. Sometimes people tell us, we're taxed too much, reduce our taxes. On the other hand, there's a large contingent that tells us, we need more government programs to help support us. It's a tricky balance. What's your day like? Well, I wear 3 hats, and every day I work a little bit on each one of these 3 things. The first hat I wear is that I am a legislator. When I vote on policy, I read about what's happening in state departments, I'll read bills that are being introduced that I have to vote on, and in fact I will vote on many of them. The second hat I wear is that I'm a community advocate. I represent people in my district, and I fight to make sure that their lives are improved. That means we try to get roads paved, we try to make sure our community is safe to live in, and that our neighbors find their neighborhood pleasant. The third hat I wear is that I'm a candidate for public office. That means that I'm on a ballot, and I try to get people to vote for me. I try to convince folks that I'm the best option to be their state representative. I try to convince people that I'm worthy of their support. I think that also includes putting up yard signs, holding town hall meetings, trying to get to know neighbors, asking people for donations. All that is also involved in running for office and continuing to stay at the state capitol where you can affect policy for the better. What are the best and worst parts of your job? The best part of my job is that if you're curious, there's a lot to do. We run libraries, we have a recycling high-five program. The government also has health inspectors that make sure restaurants serve clean and sanitized products. Wherever you want to make a difference, you can learn a lot and you can make improvements, whether it's through legislation, committee hearings, or just simply having conversations with different government departments. I think the worst thing about my job is that it's just so difficult to have reasoned conversations with the public. People in the public often are attracted to folks on the extremes. As a result, when politicians like myself, we try to have discussions that are open, that are honest, I think we often find ourselves assailed by one side or the other, and as a result, sometimes people like me and other politicians, we just simply don't have those discussions. I wish that there were more reasoned areas or more folks who would organize around having moderate and honest conversations about policy and life in Hawaii.